Hi, I'm Sherry here at the Himalayan Institute, and I'm here today on this online program to see how we can move from confusion to clarity in less than 15 minutes. And so one of the things that we want to remember is that the entire body is in the field of the mind. Sometimes it's hard to access the mind, but we always have access to the body. So if we can use what we know about the body and the mind's relationship, we can begin to use the body to help find clarity in the mind. Also, if we look at the Yoga Sutras that are specifically mentioning asana, in chapter 2, Sutra 46, it says that asana, or posture, so my posture here, even sitting, if I'm sitting at a desk or sitting at a kitchen table or reclining in my recliner, what we want to do is have stability and comfort. And that stability is what helps lead to less confusion in the mind. If the body is unstable, if it's uncomfortable, the mind is going to be torn between wanting to get comfortable, not wanting to be in pain. How do I do this? The second sutra that relates to asana says that it happens with effort, but without tension. So prayatna shaitilya means effort without tension. So we have to make some effort. And then we can really understand the space of the body, the infinite space of consciousness that we are. And that in and of itself really brings us clarity. Just knowing who we are, knowing the sweetness, the gentleness, the kindness that already exists in every tissue of our body. And then the third sutra says that if we have these in place, the stability, the comfort, the effort without tension, and the awareness of the infinite space of our body being, then we don't get pulled by the pairs of opposites. And often that's really what confuses us is, should we do this? Should we do that? Shouldn't do this, don't do that. All these things that confuse us, we're being pulled in every direction. So by practicing with the body, we can begin to, and the breath, we can begin to get a clearer mind. So let's start standing. And if you have a block or a pillow or a cushion that you can roll up, or a blanket that you can roll up to place between your thighs. So you just want to place it right between your thighs. And press that, because what we want for stability is grounding. We want to work with the root area, which means the floor, the pelvis, and the legs. So we want to draw up on the pelvic floor as we press the block and bend the knees. So it's a bit like this from the side. So I've got the block between the thighs. I'm pressing the block. I lift the pelvic floor, and as I exhale, I bend the knees. And as I inhale, I come back up. It's really that simple. It's a squat. You can have your hands on your waist or out in front of you or out to the side, wherever you feel most comfortable. Or if you feel like you don't have quite the stability to do that without support, go to the back of a chair or a table or a kitchen counter, your desk, and support your hands there. And bend the knees as you exhale, lifting up the pelvic floor. Inhale, come up. Keep the pelvic floor lifted. Exhale, go down. Inhale, come up. Do that several more times. And as you exhale, draw your awareness all the way down your legs, and as you inhale, bring it all the way up. Again. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Find your stability within. And then as you're ready, set the block aside. Do it without the block twice. So as you exhale, bend the knees coming down, and as you inhale, come up. Once more, you lift the pelvic floor. Keep it engaged. And now relax. Shake out the arms, roll the shoulders around. Now to strengthen through the inner thighs as well as the outer leg, make sure you have room around you and you won't kick anything. And now shift your foot to the opposite side and then take it out and take the toes towards the ceiling. Again, several times. You can even bend the knee and then straighten the leg. Bend the knee, straighten the leg. Keep breathing. So what this does too is it stabilizes, it strengthens and stretches the piriformis muscle, which is like a pear-shaped muscle that stabilizes the sacrum. If the sacrum is unstable, the whole spine is less stable because it supports the spine. And then the spine, which ends up right at the base of the skull, is causing that destabilization even in the head. So we want to stabilize. Let's do it on the other side. So again, you can bend the knee, take the leg out straight, point the toes towards the ceiling. So you externally rotate the leg as you abduct. Keep breathing. If you want, you can lift the pelvic floor while you're doing this, just to get that extra strength, that extra stability at the base of the pelvis. And then come back to center when you're ready. Stand. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. And notice where your stability is in your legs. Now, one more. Just rest forward on the back of your chair or on your kitchen counter or your desktop, whatever's comfortable for you. And we'll strengthen through the gluteal muscles a little bit. So lift the leg, lift the knee, take one leg, lift it up, swing it in, lift it up. Make sure the knee goes as high as is comfortable to challenge the gluteal muscles. And then after you've done maybe half a dozen to a dozen, come back to center, rest for a moment. Notice the difference. Keep breathing smoothly, evenly, as you do the other side. And again, notice if there's a difference that would cause any instability. See if you can challenge both sides equally. And then as you're ready, rest. Come back up to standing. Pause for a moment and just notice the stability in your legs. Or maybe you've noticed that there's a lack of stability in your legs that could be contributing to instability in the mind. And then have a seat. You can have a seat on your chair, on the floor, wherever you're comfortable. And notice how you sit. Is you're sitting stable? And then soften your gaze or close your eyes. Breathe so that you're breathing diaphragmatically. You may want to put your hands on your tummy and see if you're allowing the breath to move the abdomen. So the diaphragm presses down on the abdomen as you inhale, allowing the abdomen to get a little bit fuller. And as you exhale, it softens because the diaphragm relaxes. Breathe into these, or allow the breath, that subtle movement of the breath, to move into these areas where you've worked, the buttocks, the inner thighs, the pelvic floor. So your awareness is there, and that space, that ananta, you feel more spacious, even as you get stronger, as you become more stable, more relaxed here. There's more spaciousness. That helps stabilize the mind. Knowing its own space, its own spaciousness, that infinite well of consciousness that's in every tissue. And after you've established the breath here and your awareness here, then gradually move that awareness up to the nostrils. And as you breathe in and out through your nose, be aware of that first touch of the breath at the opening of the nostrils. You may notice the coolness of the inhale, just on that opening, right there. Or the warmth of the exhale, just as you begin your exhalation. This is one of the things that anchors the mind, one of the practices. Just this simple practice of being aware of the first touch of the inhale on the flare of the nostrils and the first touch of the exhale on the flare of the nostrils. This anchors the mind in time, the timing of the breath, and space, the opening of the nostrils. And anchoring the mind in time and in space helps dissipate the confusion and add to the clarity of the mind. The simple focus of the breath on the opening of the nostrils helps bring clarity to the mind as the body is stable. So this is how in less than 15 minutes you can move from confusion to clarity. And I would encourage you to do it daily so that you start with clarity. Whether you wake up in the morning or go to bed at night, do it with clarity. And join us at HI Online for more information about how you can bring healing to your body, your heart, and your mind. Thank you.